Hey guys, it's Adam here again, and this new video is going to be my 360 collection finally. I know I've said that for a while, and I'm finally doing it now, so this video might take a while. I've got 56 Xbox 360 games, and there are along with a few original Xbox games thrown in there as well, so I'm just letting you know now that the video might be kind of long, so I'm apologizing for that right now. So let's just get started. First game, I've got Aliens Colonial Marines. Oh boy. What can I say about this game that hasn't already been said? Well, the graphics are terrible. They make this look like a PS2 game. Story is also terrible. Story just shits all over the film Aliens, which is a bad thing because Aliens is my favorite film in the franchise. Me personally, I look at this as a average first-person shooter with aliens thrown in. That's how I look at it. But it might be different. Who knows? But yeah, Aliens Colonial Marines. Next game we got here, I've got Aliens vs. Predator. Now this game is leaps and bounds better than Colonial Marines. And it came out first. Go figure. You know, if Sega and Gearbox had taken certain aspects of this game and put into Colonial Marines would have been way better. Way better. But what are you gonna do? Alien Isolation does look pretty cool to me. I am intrigued by the fact that you're playing as Ripley's daughter. I find that pretty interesting. So yeah, I'll get it eventually. But moving on. Next is Battlefield Bad Company. Now, I am relatively new to the Battlefield series. I'm more used to Call of Duty. I'm not saying I'm a Call of Duty fanboy, I'm just saying that's what I'm used to. But this game it's pretty fun. The story though the story was kind of hit and miss for me, to be honest, but I still enjoyed it, and it did seem a little long, but other than that, I enjoyed it. That is, of course, followed up by Battlefield Bad Company 2. This is a great sequel. I was more immersed in the story in this game than I did in the first one, and didn't seem that it dragged on, which I liked, and it's really fun. So next we have Battlefield 3. I just started playing this last night. I'm not that far into it. I'm like an hour in, give or take, but I'm enjoying it so far, so yeah. Next we have BioShock. Now, I love the BioShock series, I do, and the first game to me is perfect. It really is. The story is great, the characters are really well developed, and the gameplay is just awesome. The whole package is really great, and I highly recommend it. And that follows up with BioShock 2. Decent sequel, I thought. The story didn't grip me as much as the story in the first game, but I still liked it and I still enjoyed it. So, and of course, this series ends with BioShock Infinite. Now, some people love this game to death. Some people hate it. I'm in the middle. I did enjoy it. I thought the Vigors were cool. I thought the guns were pretty decent. It would be nice if we could have more than one, but you know, do. Columbia was pretty cool, but not as badass as Rapture. And the story was alright, but confusing as hell. And Elizabeth, she's an alright character. She's hot, don't get me wrong, but just the whole thing with the tears and time travel and all that was just confusing. But still, I enjoyed it for what it was. Next, we have Crysis 2. This is a phenomenal game. It looks amazing on 360. And I'm not a graphics whore by any means, but it looks pretty damn impressive. And the story is your typical cliched alien invasion of New York. Why is it always New York that gets invaded by aliens? It's always New York. It's not Cleveland, Dallas, or another big city. It's always New York. Anyways, yeah, it's a pretty decent game. Here, like I said, the story is your cliched alien invasion of New York, and your battle suit that you wear is like the key to defeating the aliens. And your battle suit itself is pretty impressive. You can turn invisible, you can do more damage, and then you can also make it so you can withstand more damage, which is pretty interesting. So yeah. Next, now for those I included this in a video I just did because I just picked it up recently, but it's Condemned: Criminal Origins. I think this was a launch exclusive for the 360. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I like it. It's interesting and it's very atmospheric, and it's a lot of fun so far. I love the taser. The taser in this is freaking awesome. Next we have The Darkness, another early, well, not launch title, but an early 360 game, and I like it. It's fun. It's a horror. It's kind of a horror, gothic slash gangster game. Excuse me. It's based on the comics of the same name, and it's interesting. It is. Your character, on his 24th birthday, which is when the game takes place, this like power awakens inside of him, and he gets these snake like demon tendril things on his shoulders, and you can use those, or you use this power to impale your enemies, create black holes that will suck them in and then scatter them all about, things like that. Then you also can summon these little demons called Darklings, and each Darkling has a specific job. There are 4. Like one will go and kill all the lights. One will have a minigun that will mow down enemies if you're cornered, things like that. It's a lot of fun. So. And of course, that's followed up by the sequel, The Darkness 2. Now this is a great sequel. It's a lot of fun. The graphics are cel shaded, so it has a much more comic book look and feel to it, which is a good thing since it's based on a comic book. And it's very gory. If you like gore, there's a fuck ton in this game. A lot, just a crap load. And like if you do these things called executions, and you'll like rip people in half, decapitate them, pull their spine up through their ass, things like that. It's very gory, but it's just a lot of fun. So definitely check it out if you haven't had the chance already. Next is Darksiders. This is a pretty good game. It's like God of War. It's a hack and slash, and it's like God of War meets Legend of Zelda, and it's a lot of fun. The story is you're one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and you're playing as a war, and it's pretty interesting. But I do admit though that near the end of the game, the puzzles tend to get like, a little heavy-handed, but it's still a decent game. So go check it out if you haven't already. And next is Darksiders 2. This is pretty fun too, but I have to admit I'm stuck. I'm kind of lost at the moment, so I'll probably come back to it eventually. But yeah, from what I played though, it's still fun. And it's more of an RPG than just a regular hack and slash. So. Next we have Dead Space, and I love this franchise. I really do. I just love the characters, the story, the lore, everything about it. I just really enjoyed. It's a lot of fun. I know people have basically called it Resident Evil in space, and that's pretty much what it is. To be honest, it is. But it's just so much fun, and it's just it's just really great. So go check them out if you haven't already. And of course, that follows up with Dead Space 2. Great sequel. You're not on a ship in this one. You're on like a space station type thing. And Isaac talks finally, which is great because he didn't talk in the first game, and I'm not that big a fan of silent protagonists. They're okay, but I don't know. It had more character when he actually talks. But still, it's a great sequel. And of course, we have Dead Space 3. Now, this one was a mixed bag for some because it introduced co-op and things like that, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was alright. Thought it was decent. One thing I will not get though is I will not get the DLC for this because a friend of mine, Brett Hicks, who's also on YouTube, made a video explaining how pretty much the DLC for this, it pretty much just makes it pretty much it makes whatever English, Adam, English, blah blah. The DLC for this pretty much makes the whole game, your whole experience playing it, useless. And after playing it and beating it and all that and everything, I agree 100%. So I am not getting the DLC for this at all. Next is Dishonored. Dishonored's it's an okay game. I like it because I got it mainly because it reminded me of BioShock. That's the main reason why I got it. But it's an alright game. I thought it was pretty decent. So yeah, I kind of hope there's a sequel, but who knows at this point. But the next end of the pile here, or the last 4 games here, are my Gears of War games. There we go. So we have Gears of War Judgment. I haven't played it yet. All I know it's the prequel to the Gears of War trilogy. It's the prequel to the Gears of War saga trilogy, whatever the hell you want to call it. But yeah, look forward to playing it soon. And of course we have Gears of War 1, my first Xbox 360 game. Love it. I just love the Lancer. It's just an amazing weapon. Next is Gears of War 2. Great sequel. It's very emotional, and it's still a fun game. It really is. And of course we have Gears of War 3, which is until Microsoft brings out Gears of War 4 or Gears of War Apocalypse or whatever the fuck the next game's going to be called. This was a great conclusion. It really was. It was very emotional too. And you know what I'm talking about. And it was a great ending. It was. Next, we have the Halo games. Halo Wars. Haven't played it yet. I'm kind of looking forward to it, and I'm kind of not, because it's an RTS game, and I'm not that big on them, but who knows, maybe I'll like it. I don't know. Halo Reach. Haven't played it yet. Prequel to the Halo series. That's all I know, so, yeah. Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. I played the original Halo on the original Xbox to death. I loved it, and now I've got the anniversary. So, yeah. Next is Halo 2. Again, just like the original Halo, I played this to death on the original Xbox as well. I beat it on Legendary within like a week and a half, give or take. Just because I was playing I had other things to play, and I also had school and things like that. But still, great game, great sequel. It would be nice, with the Master Chief Collection coming out, it would be nice if Microsoft made a port of the Halo 2 anniversary and release it on 360. It would be nice, but it ain't gonna happen, I know. But yeah, I can dream. Next is Halo 3 ODST. I haven't played it yet, so I can't talk about it. Next is Halo 3. Again, just like with Gears of War 3 being an epic conclusion to that series, this was a phenomenal conclusion to this series. And it really was. It was perfect. It was. We finished the fight, finally. So, yeah. And, of course, we have Halo 4, which, Halo 4 is kind of hit and miss for some. I mean, I thought it was okay, but it didn't have that grip. That story didn't grip me like the original series did. But what are you gonna do? Now these next 4 games, I grew up reading the series. I grew up seeing the movies of the series, and I love the series. I do, because I grew up reading them and seeing the movies. So I'm gonna obviously get the games. So, Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 1, and Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2. So, alright, next we have Legendary. This game I showed off in my first pickups video. I'm getting this for free. I had a coupon, buy 2 pre-owned games and $20, get 1 free. So I picked this up as the free game. And it's good. It's interesting. I like it. Next is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. This is a pretty fun action RPG type game. You have 4 characters in your party, and you can play whoever the hell you want in that group of characters, and you can combine abilities to do massive amounts of damage to enemies and bosses and things like that. And the story is pretty interesting too. So I can't wait to get the sequel, but it's going to be a while because for some reason the sequel to this is super expensive. On Amazon, it's super expensive, and GameStop is a little better, but not by much. For some reason, they're charging for a pre-owned used copy of Ultimate Alliance 2 on 360. GameStop is charging $44.99, but yet they're charging $30 new. Shouldn't that be the other way around? I don't know. It just seems like it would make more sense if it was swapped, but I don't know. But anyways, moving on. Next is Mass Effect. Love the Mass Effect series. A lot of fun. You gotta hand it to BioWare. They make great RPGs. They really do. And Mass Effect is no different. So. And of course we have Mass Effect 2, which is a phenomenal sequel. It improved upon the first game by leaps and bounds. New characters, new mission, and it's just great. It really was. And of course, Mass Effect 3. I liked Mass Effect 3. I liked it. And the endings, to be honest, didn't really bother me that much, to be honest. I thought they were alright. So I guess I'm in the minority of those who didn't mind the endings. I guess I don't know. But yeah, I'm thinking about replaying through these again, but I don't know yet. I probably will. Next we have Metro 2033. Great game. It's a horror first-person shooter set in Russia. It's set in a sort of post-apocalyptic Fallout type setting, and it's a lot of fun. It is. So. Next, and again, I showed this game off in my second pickups video, just like Condemned, and that game is Metro Last Light, and I'm looking forward to playing it. I can't wait. So as soon as I finish the first game, I'll pop this sucker in and start playing. Next is Minecraft, and again, I know this is available on the Xbox Live Arcade, but again, I prefer physical copies, and they finally put it on disc, so I can't. The game is so fun. It's relaxing. It's easy to just pop it in after a long hard day, or a bad day even, and just relax. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get on the Vita. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go off on a little bit of a little tangent rant here. I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I'm just gonna do it. For those of you who are graphic horrors and PC elitists, and I combine them both in the same category because they are pretty much the same category. Graphics, resolution, frames per second. Those 3 things do not make a good game. Those 3 things are just a coat of paint. Nothing more. What makes a good game? Gameplay, story, characters. Those 3 things make a good game. Graphics, the resolution, the frames per second. Those aren't what makes a game good. They really aren't. Example, look at Minecraft. 8-bit graphics. Basic storyline. I don't know what the frames per second is, I don't care. But still, this is a worldwide phenomenon. You sure as hell aren't playing it for the graphics. You're playing it for the gameplay and the story. And maybe what story there is, but still. Yeah, graphics and resolution, frames per second, not a big thing when it comes to games. So, a little rant over. Next is Ninja Gaiden. Great game. Played it a lot on the original Xbox. And what's cool about this version of the game is that it comes pre-packaged with the SNES versions of the games, the original games on the SNES. So that's pretty cool. So, next is Ninja Gaiden 2. Great sequel, but I know the Souls games are pretty hard, but this game is also hard as fuck. You will die plenty of times in this game, and I have. A pain in the ass, but I still like it. Next is Ninja Gaiden 3. I haven't played it yet, but I'll get to it soon. The one thing I don't understand is why they released Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. I don't know. I think I guess a lot of people hated this. I have no clue, but I don't care. I got the original game. I'm happy. So next is Prey. Now this is a great first-person sci-fi first-person shooter. It's a lot of fun, and it's dirt cheap now. GameStop, you can probably find it for like $2.99 or under. I don't know, but it's a lot of fun. And the basic story is there's an alien invasion of Earth, and you play as this Native American who wants desperately to leave his reservation and go travel the world. But the invasion happens, and he gets captured along with his girlfriend and his grandpa, I think, grandpa or uncle, I can't remember. But anyways, he has to go through the ship and rescue them. That's basically what he has to do. It's a lot of fun. Bethesda, where the fuck is Prey 2? Get Prey 2 out already. I want to play that. Like now. But moving on. Next is Prototype. Pretty cool and fun open world superhero type game. A lot of people compared it to Infamous when it came out because they came out at the same time. But instead of your powers being electric based in this, it's like virus based, and you can shapeshift your limbs into blades, claws, whips, swords, things like that. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It is. Next is Prototype 2. Haven't played it yet, so I can't talk on it. I can't talk about it. South Park: Stick of Truth is next. And I was never a big South Park fan. Never really was. But this game is pretty damn hilarious. And it's a turn-based RPG. So it's like the old school Final Fantasies. But it's fun. It's almost like an entire season, to be honest. But still, it's a lot of fun. Next is Spider-Man: Web of Shadows. This is a pretty decent Spider-Man game. The basic story is that there's this symbiote invasion of New York, and depending on you can choose which side you want to be on. So if you use the regular suit, you're obviously good. If you use the black suit, you're more towards bad, but it's still fun. So. Right. Now we get to my Star Wars games, and I've got a lot of Star Wars games. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I can't wait till Episode 7. Really can't. First Star Wars game is Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I thought this was a decent movie time game. Thought it was a lot of fun. What's cool about this too is that the last level of this game is obviously the duel on Mustafar, where Obi-Wan, you're fighting Anakin. That's a given. But after you beat that, there's another level, a secret level, where you can go back and play as Anakin. So it's a nice what-if scenario. Saying, like, what if Anakin succeeded and he killed Obi-Wan instead? It's a nice little twist, and I like that. Next is The Force Unleashed. Another great Star Wars game, a lot of fun. I like the story. The story is pretty damn interesting, and the whole Darth Vader's secret apprentice and things like that. It's a pretty damn good game. And of course, that leads into Force Unleashed 2, which I admit I did enjoy. I did think it was a little too short, though. Well, actually, I have two main issues with this game. The first being it was too damn short. Second is that we are never going to find out what the fuck happened. And that's just, I want to know. Because for those of you who played this game, and you know the ending, Darth Vader gets captured by the rebels. And as they leave, Boba Fett follows them. What the fuck happens? Don't know. We're never going to find out, which is a shame. But, hey. Next is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Again, great game. Gotta hand it to BioWare. They make great RPGs, and this is just phenomenal. It really is. Next is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. This was made by Obsidian, who made South Park. And it's an alright RPG. It's decent. I mean, it doesn't have that same, grip that the first game did, but it's still pretty good. So, next is Star Wars Jedi Starfighter. I haven't played it yet. I think it's supposed to be the sequel or spiritual sequel to Star Wars Starfighter. I don't know, but I'll play it eventually. And my last game, my last and final game. Now, I've had this game for like over 3 years, and I've yet to play it. I want to soon, I do, but I don't know. And that game is The Witcher 2: Assassins of Kings. This is the enhanced edition. Except, I don't know. I'll play it eventually, I know, but I just have other things to play at the moment. But yeah. So that's it. That's my 360 collection. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you liked the video, please like the video, comment, subscribe, and all that. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you and goodbye.